In this video, we're going to hike through Millstream Gardens Conservation Area into the Silver Mines Recreation Area. We're going to see the St. Francis River, Turkey Creek, the Tiemann Shut-Ins, an old dam and silver mine from the 1800s, and we're going to see the course for the 58th Annual Missouri Whitewater Competition. Well, good morning. It's currently 26 degrees. I did not dress for this temperature. This afternoon will be at 66. I'm ready for that. Today we're at Millstream Gardens Conservation Area. We're going to hike along the St. Francis River to the Silver Mines Conservation Area. Take a look around there and then hike back. So what in the world is going on out here? You're probably wondering by now. Today is March 21st. It's a Friday. And it's the first day of the Annual Missouri Whitewater Championships. It'll run starting at 4:30 p.m. today through Saturday, ending on Sunday. And we just saw the course. It's maybe 300-400 yards long. We're past the finish line now. This evening they're going to have a long river race that will go through the Tiemann Shut-Ins that we saw with the course, and then just follow the St. Francis River down into the Silver Mines area and the low water bridge, and that'll be the end. And that kicks off the competition. And then throughout tomorrow and Sunday, they'll have different types of events. Some of it's fun, recreational, like a dodgeball event where you can stand on these boulders that are out here in the water and throw dodgeballs at the kayakers, and if they get hit, they're out of the competition. That would be a blast. All the way through, novice to professional type competitions through the gates and chutes and everything. There's still quite a few rapids between the finish line for the competition and the low water bridge at Silver Mines. This part of the St. Francis River is the only whitewater in the state of Missouri. So people come from all over the Midwest to compete here. And this is their 58th year. I was talking to one of the judges earlier. They have practice runs throughout the day today before the actual competition starts. And he told me that the water is extremely low this year, so it's going to be extra challenging. We're seeing a lot of evidence of the fact that people formerly lived here from the 1880s to the 1940s. Of course, the daffodils. I've seen landscaping plants like yuccas and holly trees. Well, the yuccas are native to this area, but the rest of the plants are not. You know, it just occurred to me that I may need to clear up a bit of confusion around Tiemann Shut-Ins. That is the actual area of the championships, and it's open to wading and swimming all year round, except for this one weekend each year. The whole river is here in this area, and I couldn't imagine being in the water this time of year anyway. That would be ice cold. We're at the halfway point at Turkey Creek. You can picnic and camp here. We're now at Silver Mines, and here's the dam. The Einstein Mining Company built this dam in 1879 to power the silver mines. I think they operated until 1946. After that, the dam was breached to allow the river to maintain its natural course. If the water's low enough, we can cross here at the dam. If not, we have to hike down to the low water bridge. Hi. Good. I have met so many wonderful people here today. So, there at the low water bridge, I just spoke to a woman. Oh man, I just forgot her name too. That's terrible. But she's the announcer for the races and the coordinator too, and she showed me how to measure the water level so they can record the official water level for the race. We're at -5 inches, by the way. And she said, right now, with as pretty as the weather is, people are making their practice runs down the course already. So I want to catch that on the way back. And, excuse me. And she also said that when the race starts at 4:30, if I'm interested, she'll give me the mic and let me be an announcer for a while. I don't know. Yeah, that would be kind of fun. I just really don't know. I told her I'm not familiar enough with the sport to do that. She said, well, it would be interesting to see it from a spectator's eyes who's never done it. So, well, that's what you're going to get. So we'll see if I'm still around by then. Also, first thing this morning, I was just started a few minutes into the hike, and I ran across that big tent that you saw at the beginning of the video, and that was Connecticut Mike. He camped out there last night to protect the equipment, all the computers and stuff used to record everything for the race. And he was a great guy. And talking to him, so Connecticut Mike, yeah, that's his name. But apparently there's a bunch of Mikes from Wyoming and all over. But he said that I parked in the wrong place. So I had to go back, and I was parked next to his van. We both went back, and he showed me where to park in a different area. And I started to hike over again. But that was really cool too. So I don't know if it's the Missouri Whitewater Association, American Whitewater Association, or whatever, but everybody here keeps telling me to go to their Facebook page, and that way I could get information about everything they have going on. And they want me to post pictures, especially if I could catch people in the practice runs to their page. Actually, several people have tried to talk me into spending the weekend here, but yeah, I didn't know this was really going to be going on until I left the house this morning, and I didn't know what to expect. I've never seen it, so I don't have anything to camp in or any clothes or food, or I'm just not ready for that. But maybe next year. They have over 1,000 volunteers here this year, and that would be fun to do. I mean, there's lots of different opportunities to volunteer for different things. I'm at this little spur trail to an overlook. Boy, you wouldn't be able to see anything once the leaves are out. You could barely see the water. Here we are at the overlook, looking upstream towards the dam. It's kind of far away still. That observation point was pretty choked out by trees, and they're not even in leaf yet. You could barely see the dam upstream and the low water bridge downstream. Back on the trail. Okay, so where was I? Let's see. I think I talked about I met 5 different Mikes from 5 different states. There's a bunch of Chris's out here. Let's see. Oh, and the trail that we're on now, that used to go to the dam, now goes all the way up to Tiemann Shut-Ins. So you could see the race from both sides of the river. And this was built and maintained, and man, is it in good shape, by a guy named Crazy Jerry. I asked how he got that name, and it's a story that is going to remain a secret. Well, if you've hiked in Missouri for very long, you've certainly hiked through your share of rock gardens. I know it slows you down, but I think they're kind of fun. Okay, now we have the dam from the other side of the river, and we're almost to the air conditioner. This place has a fascinating history. In 1879, the Einstein Mining Company built the dam, and then they also built a town called Silver Mountain here in the hillsides around the dam and along the river. There were over 800 people that lived here between the late 1800s and the 1940s. I believe it was 1946 when the Einstein Mining Company shut down operations here. In this village, there was a school, a post office, and several stores. All that's left of it now is the gated off entrance to the mine shaft, the breached dam, and just a few foundation pieces here in the hillsides around this mine. Let's take a look at what we call today the air conditioner, which is the mine shaft entrance to the silver mine. This is the shack that protected the entrance to the mine. It had benches on both sides so that the miners would have a place to sit down. It's called the air conditioner because even though the mine shaft is gated off, it's open enough to allow airflow out of the shaft into this area. Now, today, I'm really not going to need the effects of that cool air, but in the summertime, I could feel it coming out of there, and it is even cooler than the temperature that we have here right now. Our high should be 66. We're probably in the 50s at this point, and I can feel the cool air coming out of there. This actual shack itself is in a depression, a low area, and there's a natural spring here, so it's always full of water, and it just kind of trickles on down the hill to the river. I'll show you inside this, and then we'll hike to the dam. There are pieces of old foundations just strewn across this hillside. This is actually the trail through this foundation. Okay, so here, built into the hillside, are the remains of an old retaining wall. And if you look up above that, there's a large concrete slab, at least 6-7 feet tall. Pieces have broken off and rolled down the hill. And then we have another retaining wall coming out over here on this side of the hill. Looks like there's more farther up the hill. I think I'll make a walk up there and see if I can find it. I'm going to scramble up this scree field here and look for more foundations up there that looks like a large flat area. So there's definitely a retaining wall there. Much farther up the hill is another retaining wall. We have this large stone bluff here. And a pathway. Let's see where it goes. Here we're standing on that large concrete slab above the retaining walls we saw earlier. They would have had a view out to the river. These trees probably weren't here then. And then when we turn around, we're inside what would have been a building. You can see more pieces of foundation up there with really large iron bars in the middle of poured concrete. And then behind that, we have other foundations and retaining walls. Man, these hills are so steep, I don't see how they did it. All right, we're about halfway up the hill now. Foundation pieces off to the left. And this is an old roadbed. Let's say it goes behind me up the hill a ways. That's where we're going. Someone marked it with these pink flags. I'm glad they did, because I wouldn't have come up here. I wouldn't even have thought to if it wasn't for these flags. So we're still following these flags, which is the old roadbed. I bet it was Crazy Jerry. Probably an old bushwhacker like me. Loves to explore an area that's got a lot of history. That's a pretty wash. If that had water running in it, that'd be really pretty. And the flags just ended here. I don't see anything of interest. So we're going to head back to the trail. It would be fun to have an old plot map and start identifying these foundations. Plus, just to see how spread out this area was. Over 800 people, I'm sure there are quite a few foundations from homes. Of course, we know there were stores. And it's like a steep downhill to the trail, so I'm going to put you away for a minute. Here we have a retaining wall or a wall to a building. I don't know what that support structure would have been, but look at this. These are huge. Give you a little comparison to how big this is. It's threaded and embedded in all this concrete on top of a large concrete pier. Some old metal, some rebar coming up out of concrete. There had to have been a lot here at one time. Well, this day is getting away from me, and I have a long ways back to the car. So what I'm going to do is we're hiking back the way we came. I'm not going to take much time to film that. You've seen it from one direction. And I will get that bridge over Turkey Creek because I forgot to get that on the way out. That's pretty cool. It's right there at the confluence of Turkey Creek and the St. Francis River. And then I want to get back and see if people are still making their practice runs, and if I could beat the start of the race at 4:30. Who knows? I may do some announcing. My encounters with people today are giving me an interesting perspective on things. I guess something I've never really contemplated that much before. But all day today I've had people telling me, well, they have a senior class for this event or that competition. Or I'm talking to someone older. Usually I mean older than myself, but I don't know anymore. And they're saying, us seniors do this generally, we do that. And I'm thinking in my mind, when did I become a senior citizen? What the hell? I mean, in my mind, I became an adult, like, you know, a fully responsible adult, probably my mid to late 20s. Got married to the woman I'm still married to today. Started a family, began a serious career, and took on all those responsibilities of debt and mortgages and furniture and cars and everything you don't have, pretty much up until that point. But still, I feel like the same guy that I was back then. I still have the same spirited sense of adventure. I still do a lot of the same things I did. I really don't rock climb anymore. I've been thinking about getting back into it. I know that my upper body strength isn't what it was back then, but that doesn't mean I can't develop it back into what it would need to be for rock climbing. It's just a matter of the physical training. And I still have the same likes and dislikes pretty much that I had back then. The only thing that feels different to me is I've just gained more experience to aid me in my decision making. It's not like I'm older and wiser. I really don't feel wiser at all. Actually, I still make idiotic decisions and stupid mistakes frequently. And it surprises me that after all I've been through in life, I still do that. But then I look in a mirror and it's like, oh, who's that dude? Man, that guy is different. I mean, I still have the, like when I was a boy, I loved to be in the woods and play in the woods and explore in the woods. And I'm still doing that. As an adult, I did that for a while. I had a period of time raising children where I really didn't. But once they were out of the house, right back to it. So, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Nothing in my mind has changed about me at all. But the world sees me as a senior citizen now. That's just kind of interesting. Well, we had 3 guys in open canoes out there making practice runs. You can run this in a kayak of various sizes and canoes that are open or with a deck, and you can compete in multiple classes. So what a blast. I know they have 2 teenagers in the competition this year, and the oldest competitor is 81. How cool is that? Well, there's a lot of activity going on right now. It's about 2:30 and everybody's preparing for the race. There's several people that are wanting to make their practice runs. It doesn't look like it's as active as I thought it would be. I'd want to be out there practicing, I think, before a race. But I really don't want to hang around for a couple of hours, and being an announcer, that was never on my bucket list anyway. Besides, if I stick around for the whole thing, it's going to be dark before I leave. And now that I'm a senior citizen, I'd miss my 4:30 supper time and my 8 o'clock bedtime. Although it is a weekend night, maybe I could make it till 8:30. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.